your outside voice. Use your broadcast voice.
Ooh, that's just so... I was just thinking that, like, in my mind of, like broadcast voice to where I definitely have one when I'm reading stuff.
Yeah.
But, like, when I'm speaking...
Like, casually speaking? Yeah.
It's
like
not...
your crosstalk.
Yeah, exactly. Okay.
Welcome back to Social Butterfly. I forgot I had a camera. My last one was just audio. This is episode 6, and we have another guest. And we're matching as well.
Ta-da!
This is our bed rot episode. But we are on the road. We're in Houston, Texas.
Woo-hoo. And
do you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, so my name is Macy. Well, Macy Meyer. I don't know if I need to say, like, my last name or anything. Bri and I are besties and have been friends for... I was thinking about this the other day. We've been friends now for 6 years.
Is that how long it's been?
Isn't that insane?
That's wild.
Because that's when, I mean, like, what was it, 2019? Mm-hmm. When I moved to Nebraska.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
6 years.
6 years.
That's crazy.
Is insane. So, yeah, we met through work, working at a news station in Lincoln. And, my gosh, yeah, it was just kind of one of those things where...
Well, when you work at a news station, you kind of have to be friends with the people you work with.
Yeah. Like, it just naturally works out that way a lot of the times.
And especially since you were from farther away.
Yeah.
But yeah, just became friends, and then once you left in 2022, just stayed friends. And we've been pretty good. We've seen each other, I think, once a year at least.
Yeah, it has been.
Since you left. Maybe, I don't know if we saw each other in 2022, like, after you left.
I think, the
rest of that year.
And 2024 as well.
Yeah, we did, and you came back for your wedding.
You're so right. Dude, 2024 is a blur.
But that was quick, though.
It's a blur.
That was quick, though. That was, like, just a quick...
That was in June,
Yeah, because that was just a couple days.
Yes, like, I was there for the weekend and then hopped out, but...
Did you spill coffee? No, there's just water. It's fine.
You're good. Not to worry.
Well, I mean... The fact that we really haven't spilled or gotten crumbs in this bed is almost a miracle.
I know.
We have been in it literally all day. It's 3 o'clock.
This is like, I was telling you, this is my ideal Sunday, though.
Yeah.
Like, on Sundays, I don't really do much. I don't go anywhere. I'm just, it's my recharge day.
We didn't really have, like... Well, I guess... Do you want to talk about why I'm here?
Okay, yeah,
How I got here?
Yeah, so we can tell that story too, of like why we're in Houston. Well, first of all, I'm from the Houston area. Grew up here in Humble, if you know where that is. I don't know, sometimes it's easier to say Houston because we were talking about all the suburbs of Houston and the areas of everything.
Depends on where someone's listening from.
That's true.
They might know.
That's true.
Like you. When you listen, you'll know.
Absolutely. So I'm from like the Houston area, went to school in Texas, and when I graduated, I moved to Lincoln and worked there for a couple years and then moved back. And so my birthday was March 28th.
Happy golden birthday.
Yes, I turned 28. I don't really say my age when I'm on air or anything.
Well, they're not gonna know.
It's okay. You guys... I
don't think you're planning to put this on your professional page, so it'll be alright.
The secret. Congrats. So my birthday was on Friday, March 28th, and I had plans to go out with my friends here in Houston on Saturday night to do dinner with them, and I also had plans to hang out with my best friend Emily on Friday, and we were like, oh, let's go to like the Astros game. I'm a huge Astros fan.
Yes.
Love that, so that was like the perfect way to spend my birthday. So I was like, yeah, let's do that. So I show up Friday, and I love surprises like that.
I do too.
Because I feel like I'm kind of the type of person that likes to have control of things.
Kind of the type. Yeah.
Just a little.
But yeah.
I like to know what's going on.
Just a little bit.
I like to know what's going on, and I like to, have
a plan.
Yes, have a plan, have control of my life, because I feel like sometimes you just don't, right?
Right.
And so I love surprises, and so Bri and Emily like teamed up and decided to surprise me for my birthday, and Bri flew in on Friday, and there was a whole mix.
It was a lot more complicated than it was originally planned to be, but that's okay. Between like my flight getting delayed so much, and then I did not realize that Houston has 2 airports.
Mm-hmm.
And so I had, like, sent my flight information to Emily, but, like, I just didn't think to, like, specify it. Because I also didn't realize that she, like, lives near an airport.
Very close.
But not the airport that I was flying into.
Yeah.
And so we didn't realize that until, like, they were on their way to get me.
And all of a sudden it was like, do you realize you're, like, 45 minutes away?
Yep.
And I was like, no.
And I was already 2 hours late from when I was supposed to come in. And we had a dinner reservation. So we had to switch some things up a little bit. But it's okay. It worked.
It worked out.
I got ready in record speed.
No, that was actually really impressive.
I told you you're about to see how fast I can do my makeup now.
No,
that news mindset is still in here. In my head, it was 4:45, and I had a hit at 5.
Amen. Oh my gosh.
And I even had my lip on by the time I got done. That didn't even happen when I was on the news.
No, that was.
I didn't have my lip on until my second hit.
That was genuinely impressive how quick that was.
Thank you.
So, kudos to you.
Thank you so much.
But it all worked out, yeah.
It did.
I ended up picking up Bri at the airport, which was not necessarily the plan, but it all worked out fine, and I was just as surprised.
Emily was just like the middleman.
Yeah, pretty much.
To like telling
yeah
me where you were, and which I had your location, and telling you where I was, and
yeah. Thank goodness I was just like oblivious that day and wasn't like checking anyone's location about anything.
I did turn mine off though.
Oh, okay, yeah.
No,
well, even then I would have been like, that's weird. Where is
it's not loading? Because that's all it would have said is just like not like location not available.
And I probably wouldn't have thought anything of it like after that because I truly was so surprised. Like I was just not expecting that at all. Like that thought never crossed my mind of like, oh, it's gonna be a surprise. Like I kind of panicked because Emily was like, we're actually not going to the game tonight, and I was like, what do you mean? Like I have
outfits for this.
I have baseball game clothes. Like I don't have like doing something clothes. Yeah. And she's like, no, you're fine. So what we did was we ended up going to dinner on Friday night instead. So we're staying in a hotel. Bri and I are. And so we got back here, changed, went to dinner. Delicious.
Which was so good. We had sushi because Macy loves sushi. I like sushi. I just like don't get it very often. And I was actually telling Emily and Diana that I get it even less now that you don't live in Lincoln, and now that Alec hasn't been home for the last year, because he likes sushi too. Because whenever we would go, like you guys would be the ones who would like really want it, and then I'd go and I would get some or like share with Alec, or I'd get like crab rangoon or something else. You know, like I just have to like be in the right mood for it, and so I really have not had it in a long time. Yeah. Last time I went, it was that. Did you ever go to the Blue?
Yep.
So
that
good.
Place is good.
So good. I loved that. I went for the very first time when one of the 10-11 girls was like leaving. We had like a going away dinner, and then they invited me, which was so nice. But yeah, no, it was really good. And then we just had it was a chill night on Friday.
Yeah, I went to dinner, and then we went out for like one drink afterwards, and then...
Well, you were tired because you didn't nap.
No, I had been up for over 24 hours. Like, if we were sitting at the bar and my alarm for work was going off at 12:30 a.m. And I'm like, time to get up for work.
I did not miss that.
So, yeah, I was pretty zonked at that point and ready to go home, which made it perfect, though, because then we came home, went to bed Saturday. We had, like, a nice day.
Yeah, and then slept in. And
did a little shopping. Went to La La Land, which...
Okay, we're obsessed. So, the La La Land, what is it, like La La Land Kind Cafe?
Yes.
Is what it is. And... they're really, I think it originated in LA, I think is like where it started at. And I see it on like TikTok and stuff all the time, and it looks so good. That one, do you follow Anna Sitar?
Yes.
Or you know who I'm talking about?
Yeah.
She gets it a lot. They just actually catered her birthday
that's so cool.
breakfast thing that she did like literally yesterday.
That's sweet.
I know, I saw it on Instagram. I'm like,
idea.
Girl, same. But so I saw that they had them here when I was like looking for hotels and stuff, and I was like, oh, I really want to go, because I don't think there's one anywhere near me. So we got it yesterday morning. Obsessed. Yeah. Like some of the best,
delicious
coffee I've probably ever had,
good.
And a lot cheaper than I expected it to be for like, because their cups are like plastic, like
good.
This
cups.
is reusable shit. Essentially.
Yeah.
But it was like pretty cheap. Like both of our large drinks, and I got a croissant yesterday, was like less than $20, which is like really good. And so we got that again. this
We had
morning too, and I'm on my literal last sip. Like,
Had to do it.
Mhm.
Mine's gone. I think I scared Bri yesterday with how quick I drink caffeine.
Okay, she had a full Alani before we even left the hotel,
Yeah.
and then we went and got coffee. Did you have another one while we were getting ready that night too?
Not a whole one.
That's so much caffeine.
I know.
You know how much that is?
I don't really drink, and the crazy thing is I don't drink that much caffeine on a regular basis, like on day to day, like even though I work crazy hours.
I was gonna say, which is kind of crazy.
I really only drink one energy drink a day. And I guess, okay, so I should clarify too. I didn't mention this. I do morning news now. I'm a morning anchor in Beaumont, Texas, which is like right outside of Houston, not too far. So I get to work around 2:30 every day, a.m. I should clarify. 2:30 a.m. and then there's no telling what time I get off work, to be fair.
because you do a lot of different things.
Yeah. My last show ends at 11 a.m. So ideally, I could go home right after that if I don't have to go shoot something else or do something else or whatever. So yeah, it's a long day, but then it's tough because I don't like to drink too much energy or too much caffeine because then I go to bed super early because I have to get up so early. Because like I said, my alarm goes off probably like 12:30 a.m. pretty consistently.
Does it affect you, like, if you drink caffeine too close to bed? Because I feel like I could drink, like, a full Alani. Like, the nights where I have to go pick up Alec at, like, because his flights never get in until, like, midnight. Well, because sometimes I call you when I'm driving there because you're up, and I'm like, I'm so tired. But I'll have, like, a mini Alani while I'm driving, and then I can go straight to sleep.
Yeah.
So
I think it's a placebo effect for me, honestly.
You know what? Probably.
Like, the idea, the thought of, oh my gosh, I just had caffeine or I just had an energy drink.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not going to be able to sleep.
Yeah.
So, like, once I get that, I'm like, which I have a hard time going to sleep anyway, but
So it doesn't help, probably.
it's a whole different, situation issue, but
That's a different problem.
I digress. Yeah, but, so I only do one, and, yeah, I don't know.
Yesterday you did a lot.
I did a
Although,
lot.
these large lattes I noticed today when we door dashed it, there's only 2 shots in a large.
Yeah.
And that's not a lot.
No.
Like, I was just looking up, a venti Starbucks has 4 shots, and that is like
Yeah.
300 milligrams of caffeine.
Right. Okay. So
But
that
so
was
only
like
2,
150-ish?
yeah, 150, that's not a ton.
See, so I'm fine. I was fine yesterday.
Well, yeah. Anyway.
Well, I didn't sleep late either because we got home kind of late and went to bed late Friday night, Saturday morning, and then I woke up probably like 8:30 a.m. Saturday.
Yeah.
And then we just had a long day, and then we went to the Astros game, which was so much fun, and it was like the best thing ever.
Yeah.
Like,
I love a baseball game.
love the baseball game. Minute Maid Park is my favorite. I'm not calling it by that other name that they've given it. Minute Maid Park is like my favorite place. Like,
We don't speak of that
No,
name.
I don't. Forget Disney World. I get like Disney World's happiest place on earth. No, Minute Maid Park is my
Minute
happiest
Maid
place
for
on
Macy.
earth. Like,
Well, and I just love, like, we go to Twins games a
Yeah.
lot. And I love baseball. I don't like watching it. Like, I like the Twins, but, like,
okay, yeah,
listen, they let me down a lot, so I don't
fair.
watch it. Also, we don't really get the games in Lincoln, because it's out
Oh,
outside of, we only get, like, the Royals games and
Yeah.
stuff. But I like watching it live. Like, I love a live baseball game.
Yeah.
And so when Emily had said that, like, we should do that, I'm like, oh my god, yes, that would be so
Yeah.
much fun. I like going to other parks too.
Yes.
And that one was so cool. And especially just because I know how much you
Yeah.
love it, and it's like one of your favorite things. I'm like, oh, this is so fun. Like,
Yeah.
I'm experiencing Macy in her truest form
It was
at Minute Maid.
my truest form.
It was really fun. It was like all your friends, well, most of your friends.
Yeah, a good chunk of my friends,
Yeah.
and which was just so nice and so sweet, and like oh my gosh, I cannot express how grateful I am. Like, was thinking about that the other day. Well, it's funny, I was thinking about it. Remember the day I sent you a Snapchat video where I was bawling in the car.
Oh.
Because I was just...
Which one?
I was bawling in the car because I just, like, it hit me. It was Valentine's Day. And
Oh, yeah.
I was, like, going to have brunch with some of my girlfriends and just, like, I don't know. It just hit me, like, how great my friends are and how many great friends I have, which I also think is crazy sometimes, and I'm like so grateful for to have so many good friends.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times people will say like, oh, it's not about quantity, it's about quality. Which is true. Both. Like I have both of those aspects in my friends, and it's just like the best thing ever. And so like it gives me like chills all the time thinking
You know
about
why that is? Alex's grandma said to us one time, we were talking about like some of our friends and how great they are, and she goes, well, you have great friends because you're great people.
That's so sweet.
So
yeah,
it has to do with you too.
And I think like right, you get what you pour into it. And one of the best things that I think you reposted one time on Instagram, and you've told me it so many times of like, don't expect you from other people.
Stop expecting you from other people. I literally said that in like my oh god, what episode was it?
Yes, it was the one where you were talking
about sensitivity. Yeah.
Yeah, you were talking about
Yep. Because stop expecting you from other people.
And I was like, yep, that. And I was gonna tell you about that because I've always like watched and listened to like your podcast where I was like, no, that has been one that sticks with me because you can, and it's such a hard thing whenever you are someone who like pours so much into others, relationships and others. Yeah. And I feel like we're kind of similar in that to where like I hate the term of like, and it kind of sometimes has like a negative connotation of like a people pleaser.
Oh yeah.
But like we're kind of similar.
Oh,
and, like, we want the people in our lives to be happy and want to make sure that
they're okay.
Yes, yeah. And that like life is good for them, and like you're doing what you can to help them be in that situation and get in that situation. Yeah. And so it's tough whenever you are like that and you
don't get it reciprocated.
Yes. Yeah. Not necessarily that you are doing it because you expect it.
Right. And I think that's like a something you have to like take on yourself. Like, why am I doing this? It can't be because I want someone else to do it back for me.
Right.
But I also think it's human nature to kind of be like, okay, well, I'm a really good friend to you. Yeah. Why can't you do the same for me? But it's because like other people aren't you.
Yes. And that's been a lesson to learn as well.
Yeah.
Of like,
because they can only give back as much as like they're capable of giving back to you.
True. And how much they like care, right?
Right.
And are involved in
how much like value they're placing on the relationship. And sometimes you just don't place the same value. But it's such, like you said, like back to when you were crying about your friends, it's such a blessing to have so many friends though that are pouring that much back into you.
Absolutely. And to have like friends like you who like go out of their way to, surprise me, like literally fly in. Like that's not an easy task.
I love a surprise.
Okay? You know what I mean? That's not like an easy task. It's not an easy like venture to do. And it's not something that like a lot of people do for people, but it was like, it truly means so much to me because you got to come here where I live and like did all the things like I love to do. Yeah. Sushi and Astros and everything like that.
And this is my first time here too. Yeah. I've driven through Texas when Alec moved out to Phoenix. We drove through the west part of Texas. Yeah. But I've never like actually stayed in, experienced things in Texas. So like that was fun too.
And what's your verdict so far?
Listen. It's humid as hell here. But other than that, I really liked it. Like, I've liked the places that we've gone, the, like, neighborhoods that I've seen, the places we've gone out. Like, I feel like Southern hospitality and Midwest, like, like, Midwest nice are, like, very similar. So, like, people are very nice here, just like they are back home. Yeah. Yeah, I like it here.
Yeah, I'm glad it's nasty.
It's so humid. Like
you came on a weekend too where it's been rainy and kind of like gloomy.
Yeah, and like when I got here on Friday, like I was wearing a sweat set, which that was my own fault because it was like 80 degrees in Omaha even when I left. So like that was dumb of me to even be like wearing that, but. I got here and it's like a heavy sweat set too, so I'm like pouring sweat and then we're like in a rush to get ready and stuff and I'm just like I'm gonna die. But yesterday was fine.
Yeah, yesterday was not bad at all.
Yesterday I didn't have any issue.
It was pretty good.
The only time that I was like, oh it's hot is when we were like I like remember thinking, oh it's hot is when we were like when we parked before the game.
Oh yes.
But we're in a parking lot where the heat's like radiating off of the concrete, so no, I like it here. I think I think Houston's cool because there's like a lot of different like cultures here and like there's just a lot to like see and do and it's fun.
Okay, so what was your interpretation, like your verdict on, because Astros fans, because Bri had asked me beforehand when we got to the park, was like,
y'all lied to me.
What are Astros fans like? Like, are they mean?
You lied to
like,
me.
if I was wearing a twin shirt, like, are they bad? Like, what's gonna happen?
Okay, well, listen. When Emily and I were talking about going to the game before I came, and I was like, oh, I don't know if I can wear an Astros hat. Which, now that I'm thinking about it, the Astros aren't even in the... What are they in?
Oh gosh, you're putting me on the spot.
You know what I'm talking about, though?
Yeah, it's the AL West I'm pretty sure what they're in.
Yeah, so they don't...
If they're not, no one get on me. I swear I'm a
if we
fan.
look it up after, we can cut it. But, like, they don't play the Twins during regular season, do they? Because I don't think they do, because they're playing the Mets, and the Twins play the Yankees.
We play the Yankees too.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, we do.
I don't know how shit works.
We do play the Twins because I've gotten plenty of texts from Alec before, like when we're in the middle of a series.
Maybe I'm thinking about it in terms of like football.
Probably, yeah. No, we do. We're in the same because we do play in the normal the regular season. We play the Twins because, like I said, Alec and I have exchanged messages, and exchanged messages as in like whenever the Astros win. I don't send anything and rub it in, but like if the Twins win, which is rare, I'm gonna get a text from him.
It's because it's rare, okay? That's why.
Fair. I'll just let him have his moment.
Well, I said to Emily, I was like, I don't know if I can wear an Astros hat, you know, because we talk so much shit. And,
yeah.
You know, I also don't own anything Astros, because why would I?
Right.
And I was like, what if I was like, but I won't show up in like a Twins shirt or jersey or anything. And she goes, I don't think anyone would really care if you wore Twin stuff. And I'm like, well, okay. You know what? That's fair. But I had asked you, because there were quite a few people in Mets stuff. I was kind of surprised. But I had asked you guys, I'm like, so, like, what's your guys' fan base like? You know, because Texans get crazy about their sports. Yeah. So I didn't know, like, Twins fans are very mild.
Yeah.
You know. And you guys were like, oh, like, no, everyone's really nice. Like, we just, like, kind of band together because a lot of people don't like us, whatever. And I think I was like, oh, why? But, so you're like, oh, no, everyone's really nice, like, whatever. We're in there. They are booing people left and right. They're booing. There was a guy, which... This man in the Yankees jersey, he was asking for attention. Okay, why are you wearing a Yankees jersey to a Mets-Astros game?
Because that's Yankees.
Exactly. Everyone hates Yankees, like Yankee fans anyway, from what I've been told. Anyway, they're just kind of like the Cowboys, right? They're like America's team, but like people hate on them.
Yeah.
People were booing him after the game even. Like, there was so much booing happening. And I'm like...
I must have missed that.
What's happening? No, you're probably just... Oh, you were in the bathroom.
Okay.
But I was like, you guys lied to me. Like, every time they booed, I'd look at them like, our fans are really nice.
Well,
like,
I think
okay.
But that's like part of the game and part of the atmosphere and the fun of like, you know, and I think they were probably booing Juan Soto, who used to play for the Yankees, so.
I don't know. I wasn't paying attention.
That's where that kind of
No one was like outwardly. Also, I was wearing Astro stuff. Yeah.
The thing is that we're not gonna like heckle you and be like, Mets suck, like, like we'll give you a hard time, but I think that's like sports fans in general, like picking on each other and doing stuff like that.
I will say like I said, there's a lot of people there in Mets stuff, and I didn't really see anyone like heckling them like to their face. Or
we didn't really pay them any mind.
No, but it was really fun though. Like,
good.
I had a good time.
I'm glad. Yeah.
Yeah, and then we just went out afterwards, and we really didn't get too crazy last night even. Like, I woke up without a hangover today, and this is a big deal because I will have like even after Friday night, I woke up with a headache yesterday morning.
Yeah.
And we really didn't do anything crazy Friday.
No.
And it could be because like Friday I had like 2 martinis and stuff versus like yesterday I was mostly drinking like beer.
Also like travel and that'll take it out of you.
That's true. I had a long day
flying
on Friday.
Yeah.
But I expected to feel worse today just because lately every time I drink I feel like shit.
Horrible.
That's what you have to look forward to now.
I know.
Me and my wise old age letting you know.
Yeah.
I felt fine this morning.
Good.
You had a little bit of a headache.
But. Yeah, I woke up, I woke up like, just like, I need water. I drank a lot.
You needed water?
Well, yeah.
Wow. Do you want to tell everybody what I said to you yesterday?
That I needed to drink water, before we went out, because I was not. And it's so weird because I am the biggest proponent of drinking water. I drink water like it's going out of style. Like, that's the only thing on this earth that I can't drink is water.
Sure, Jen.
And so, but I did not, because then even when we got to the game, I was not drinking water.
I offered you water, too.
At the game?
Yes, because I got up and got a water. Or, like, I do in the bathroom, and then I was like, oh, do I want another drink or water? And I could, like, tell I was drunk, so I'm like, oh, I'm gonna get a water. And I came back, and I, like, offered some to Emily, and then I was like, oh, ask her if she wants some. And she offered it to you, and you're like, no, I'm good. I'm like...
Was I blackout drunk? Because I don't remember that either.
No, I think you were distracted.
Oh. But we had fun going out afterwards too.
It was fun.
That's my favorite thing too, is going out with like a group of friends who just like don't care about not other people, but like what you're doing or like who's around. Like
doing our own thing. We're just hanging out.
Playing basketball. Yeah. You know.
Some of us better than others.
I
swinging
was so bad and I'm embarrassed.
Well, I didn't even try.
And it was
because that's called knowing your strengths.
Painful. Like, I got irritated to where I just
No,
quit
she was, like, over in the corner pouting. Because
genuinely.
she
Wait, can we insert picture here of me pouting?
I'm here!
Because...
We put, like, the live photo.
I got mad at myself because I was doing so bad.
Yeah, no one said anything to her. Like, we weren't heckling you.
No, it's just me.
She just got pissed and went and sat in the corner for a couple minutes.
Sometimes you need to reflect.
She just needed to put herself in timeout and calm down a little bit.
And then I was fine.
Yep.
Yeah, after that. So, it was all good.
But yeah, then today, we haven't done anything. We were saying, we feel like the grandparents in Charlie the Chocolate Factory, because we've literally just been laying in this bed. It's 3:30.
Yeah. Bed rot time.
No, we haven't done anything. I fly out tomorrow. Macy's got to work. It's getting close to your bedtime.
Yes. I normally go, I have an alarm set on my, like a sleep alarm set on my phone for 5:30. Mm-hmm. Do I go to bed at 5:30 every day?
I don't think you're going to make that one today.
No, I'm not. Not today.
You're gonna be a little sleepy tomorrow.
But it's alright. That's
it.
Life. It's fine.
Worth it.
Exactly. Sometimes you gotta stay up past your bedtime, live a little. I'm getting old and
when your long distance friend... Yeah, you're so old. When your long distance friend is in town, you can stay up a little bit.
And I wish I could take off, but...
No, it's okay.
There's, like, work
you can't, like, plan for that when you didn't even know I was coming.
Yeah. So...
And we couldn't figure out a way to, like, make that happen without, like, giving something away. Yeah. So...
Yeah. Well, no, you guys did great. Like I said, didn't give anything away. So, I'm thoroughly impressed.
Thank you.
And it was so much fun. We had a good weekend. I had a good weekend.
Yeah. No, it was so much fun. I had a good time, too. But do you want to talk a little bit more about a long distance friendship though? Because we were kind of talking how like most of your friends live here.
Yeah.
Live
a big chunk.
Yeah. You went from having almost all your friends long distance, so you can kind of speak to this on both ends. And now they all live here, but now like us or like Alexa or Kelsey or Lee and Rachel, you know, whoever, like we're all in long distance friendships and might see each other once a year. Yeah. Maybe. Yeah. So how do you we all are still super close though.
I think it goes back to like pouring into a relationship that you really care about and like means something to you, and also that needing to be reciprocated as well on the opposite end of a friendship to where I really value like strong connections and friends and friendships and those relationships, and so it's important to me to like try and keep up with the folks that I meet. And I think that I got really, really lucky moving to Lincoln and like meeting you, and then obviously there's Alexa and Lee and Rachel and then Kelsey and like Ryan and like all these folks that I still keep up with.
And Alec.
And Alec, yes.
Too.
I'm sorry. Yes. Alec too, of course.
Package deal.
Absolutely. And like having such good friends to where we did bond so well and got along, where we did everything. Like, we hung out all the time. Like, it was a constant thing, and it's,
I think we also trauma bonded a little bit, too.
Oh, yeah.
Just, like...
working together and, like, going through.
And all of us, most of us were away from home, too. Because, like, even though Alec and I, like, we're still there, that's not home for us.
Yeah.
So, like, we all were away from home.
Yeah, so it's a little different, right? So you kind of, like, want to put yourself in a situation to make those friends, and then whenever you do have such good friends, like, you want to hold on to it. And so I think, like, for long distance friendships, even the friends, like, when I lived in Nebraska and had my friends here back in Texas, like, I still have a lot of friends where we could not talk for a week.
Yeah.
And then maybe send, like, a TikTok or a Snapchat or here and there. Just something to be like, I'm thinking
about you,
Because that's something important to me, too, of, like, I saw this and thought of you, or, like, that means a lot to me.
Yeah.
And so I try to reciprocate that to my friends as well, and, like, let them know, hey, I'm thinking of you, and, like, check in with them and keep up with them as best as I can.
Yeah.
And so I do also have, like, a lot of friends where you can go, like, a week and not speak to them.
Well, yeah, we don't talk every day.
Right. But then, like, pick up and just be like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Guess what happened?
Well, or then we'll, like, call each other and talk for, like, 2 hours or something.
Right. And I'm like, wait, what's the last thing I told you? I'm like, oh, girl.
Wait, I gotta catch you up.
Hold on. We got, like, 20 parts of this story.
Yeah, I have notes.
How much time do you have?
How free are you right now?
Yes.
Because we need to go through it.
Yeah. And I think...
Which is kind of nice, though.
It is.
We always have something to talk about.
Always. And I think that helps, too, when it comes to those long-distance friendships and relationships is you always have something to talk about. Like, you're not involved in their everyday life.
Yeah.
And so you kind of get familiar with, like, the characters in their life.
No, for real. Like, the side characters.
Yeah.
Where, like, you don't actually know these people, but, like, you feel like you know them because you hear about them, like... every time you talk.
Absolutely. Yeah. And so, like, you get connected in that way. And I think, as well, a lot of the friends I have here in Houston, I have known for ages.
Yeah.
Like, they have been such long-term friends to me. Mm-hmm. Like, Emily, we've been friends since 5th grade.
Yeah.
So that's insane when you think about that. Mm-hmm. Like, how long of a friendship that is. And then I'm still really close with a lot of my friends I met in middle school, in high school, and then college. Like, I've held on to those friends because, I don't know, I guess it's like when you find good ones, like, hang on as best, you know what I mean? You don't want to lose them.
I mean, like you said, when they're reciprocating that energy,
Absolutely.
Like, you put forth the effort to, like, continue on that friendship. You know what I mean? And also, they don't feel like work.
It's not work. Yes, that's
like when I say putting in effort, I'm not saying like, oh, like I have to make sure I text this person, I have to make sure that I call them, I have to make sure I invite them to this, like blah blah blah. Right. It's not that. It's just the effort, just of like, like caring enough to continue on that friendship. Right. You know, like you said, like even just sending like once a week, like that little text of like, hey, I was thinking of you. You know, like that's effort even.
Absolutely.
And I think it's easier when it's a lower effort friendship.
Oh, God, yeah.
But it's like not hard work effort.
No.
But it's just effort in the fact of like, you are just still letting them know that like, hey, I'm thinking of you. We're still friends. You can still talk to me, come to me type of thing.
Absolutely.
You know?
Yeah, and that's important to make sure that that's known. And I think also just knowing your friends and their expectations and also your expectations makes a difference as well.
Yeah.
To where the friendships that you were talking about where it's like you feel like you have to do this or you have to talk to them and like invite them or say this or that.
Yeah.
Exhausting.
Which obviously if they're your friend you want to do, but if they're making you feel like you're not doing it enough, then it becomes like a chore.
Yeah.
And I feel like it has an adverse effect. It makes you not want to do that stuff. You know, if someone makes you feel like it's work, then it doesn't feel effortless anymore.
Yeah. And so I think the easy friendships make it, well, quite frank, easy. But the one hard thing about, I think, long distance friendships is not seeing each other.
Yeah.
To where there's one thing to talk on the phone every day or FaceTime or like keep up with each other.
Yeah.
But there's so many times too where it's just like, oh man, like I wish you were here. I there's been times I know I've said that to you and I've said it to like Alexa too, where I'm like, I've had like such a bad week, like this happened, like I just like wish you were here just to like talk to or to like go out and
have dinner,
have
or,
dinner,
like,
have a
do
drink, like,
yeah,
you know what I mean?
something,
Like,
yeah.
take your mind off of it. And so that's tough not being able to do that.
Well, like, this today, like, what we've done today. We haven't done anything today.
Yeah.
But we don't get to sit and just, like, we used to have Sunday debriefs every week, you know, or we would be able to see each other. And it's not like we saw each other every day when you lived in Nebraska either, because I feel like part of this is just adult friendships in general. You're working. We were on different shifts. We only actually worked together for, like, 6 months, I think.
not long
maybe
at all.
even less, because when did you get there? Like, May?
Yeah.
And I left in November. So, literally not long at all.
Right.
So, we're working different jobs. We have different hours. Like, you worked weekends, blah, blah, blah. But, like, we all, like, would still see each other and, like, hang out when we all had, mostly Friday nights.
Right.
When we all had free time.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I feel like a lot of this is just maybe just adult friendships in general, too. But it applies
I think so.
to long-distance friendships even more. Because, like, like, the seeing each other part is so hard. So that's why, like, at first I was like, oh, like, I feel like we need to, like, go do something today. Or, but, like, we don't get to just sit and, like, bedrock in our matching pajamas.
I know. It is nice. And, it just, and I think you're right with the adult friendships of everyone's got their own thing going on in life, and that's important, too, in understanding relationships and friendships, is that, you know, I've got friends that are married. I've got friends that have kids. I've got friends who are single. I've got friends who do this job or that job, and they've got everything going on in life. So, like, it's hard sometimes to match up schedules. Like, my best friend Maddie, she's a nurse, and she works, like, overnights, and her schedule's weird to where she doesn't have weekends specifically off.
Right.
And so it's like, hey, what day are you free to hang out? And it's like, okay, well, we can hang out in 2 months.
Yeah.
And
but you not, you, like, put it on the calendar, though.
Yes.
And it's, like, something to look forward to.
You make it happen.
And neither one of you is, like, upset that, like,
you're not making time for me.
Right. Because it's like, you can't.
No. Yes.
I'm like, you quite literally can't.
If I showed you my calendar right now, like, I'm
for real.
I'm real. And it's not that I'm, like, not wanting to fit you in.
Right. It's like you can't.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's just kind of like this weekend, the way that it worked out so perfectly, too, is because, like, I made this decision early on to do this.
Yeah.
And so then it was in my calendar. Because so easily, like, I mean, I was gone last weekend.
Yeah.
And I had to be so careful when I was talking a couple episodes ago about being busy, because I didn't want to be like, I'm out of town next weekend and the weekend after that, because I didn't want you to listen and be like,
oh, where are you going?
Where are you going? Yeah, so I had to be careful about that. Yeah. But, like, I was out of town last weekend, I'm out of town this weekend, I'm out of town next weekend. But I easily could have said, like, oh, this is my one free weekend at home. Yeah. I'm just going to stay home. Yeah. But, like, I put it into my schedule because it's important. Yeah. Right? Because it's, and I'm not saying, like, it's not a sacrifice, but it's the effort. Oh, yeah. Thing, you know? Like, I didn't have to come surprise you. You didn't know.
Yeah. No clue.
Like, and it wasn't even a thing of, like, oh, I wish you guys, well, I mean, you said you wish we could be here, but, like, who doesn't want to see their friends on their birthday, you know? But it was more of a thing that I just decided, like, you know what, I'm going to make a point to do this. Yeah. And that's just kind of what I feel like long distance friendship has to be. Like, we have to, like, purposefully be like, okay, I'm free this weekend. Right. And it could be in 6 months, but we're going to, like,
figure it out.
Yeah. We're going to put forth, like, the effort to make sure that it happens. Yeah. And, like, we have already been talking about, like, this fall, you guys coming, if it works. Right. And that's the other thing, we don't get, like, upset if it doesn't work. Yeah. Because we're all busy.
Well, especially all the time. I'm like, oh my god, like, when are you home? Like, but
never.
But it's just never. And that goes into also a similar, like, you're talking about being a good friend. That's just you, like, right? Like, you're a really great friend to all of your friends, and to, like, well, not even like all of your friends, to, like, everyone. Like, maybe sometimes I'm like, do you really need to do that? Like,
no, for real. But the problem, I don't want to say the problem though, but, like, the thing is, a lot of our friends are, I mean, we're, like, constantly in the situation that, like, you were in when you were in Nebraska. Is it, like, we have friends in Nebraska, obviously. Yeah. But a lot of our friends are long distance friendships, whether it be just in Iowa or it's here or it's New Mexico or Arizona or California or wherever people are. A lot of our friends are scattered all over the place. So if we want to see them,
it takes planning.
And I mean, no offense, but, like, Lincoln, Nebraska is not a destination. You know? So, like, if our friends are in Houston or Chicago or, Phoenix or whatever, we're going to go to them.
Right.
Over. Although, I did have friends from Chicago and Florida come in November to visit me in Nebraska, and that was nice.
Well, and I came back to visit, twice now I've come back to Nebraska. One was for the wedding, and then I still came back when we went to the Husker game, right? Because that was... And I guess it's different because, obviously,
you have a
connection
there.
So it's not like, you randomly moved there and just, going to visit.
Yeah.
But, no, that was fun. I loved Lincoln. Lincoln was so fun.
No, Lincoln's great.
Such a good
time.
But
I'm just saying, when you have friends who are in, bigger cities and stuff they're like that. They're like, wait, why would I do that?
What are we going to do?
When your airport's an hour away from where...
My gosh, I forget about that, too.
I mean, there is an airport in Lincoln, but it's not...
It's so small, yeah.
It only flies United.
Right, so your options are very limited.
And it's expensive, so... It's, But, and I also like to travel, though. Yeah. I like to go on trips and do things and go places, obviously.
Yeah, well, it's good, because you do that a lot.
Well, yeah.
But I feel like similar to each other where we kind of sometimes, I need a recharge. I'm looking on my calendar, and I'm like, wait, so when's the weekend that I get to just not do anything?
Nothing. No, and that's why today's been good, though, too.
Yeah.
Because even though I'm here, we're still... Or even, tonight, you gotta go back to work, so I'll just be chilling here by myself, and, that's okay.
It's like, okay. That's... And I think funny, too, with adult friendships as well, is a lot of times we get that and understand that to where it's like, hey, I'm tired.
Yeah.
I just can't do that this weekend. I just can't do that tonight. I just don't. I need to sleep.
Yeah.
Because, again, everyone's so busy in life that it's like, okay, no, I get it.
Yeah.
You need a day to recharge and get it figured out.
To just, do your own thing. Yeah. Well, and I feel like it's like that even with our long-distance friendship, a phone call or FaceTime.
Yeah.
There'll be times, if, I call you or you call me or... whatever, and I'm like, I just, don't have the capacity to talk on the phone right now, can I call you tomorrow?
Yes.
And it's totally fine.
Yep.
Because, even though we're on the phone and if we're on the phone for, an hour or two, we're doing stuff.
Right.
But it still, takes time.
Yeah. Oh,
and sometimes you just want to sit and doom scroll and not talk to anybody.
I want to turn my brain off. And I want to lose brain cells.
And I want to, even catching up with your friends, you want to be, an attentive listener.
Yes,
and
absolutely.
I want to be engaged in a conversation with you. And if I'm tired and I'm, overstimulated and I'm all socialed out, I'm not going to be a good, conversationalist.
I'm not going to be there mentally.
Exactly.
And I think that's also a good thing, too, to be like, hey, look, I'm tired. I could go and I could do this with you. I could go and I can talk to you about this. But, I'm not going to be 100%.
Right.
And you deserve 100%. So...
And it's honestly being a good friend in saying, hey, I can't give you 100% for this right now. Can we reschedule? Or can we, wait to talk or whatever until I can, give you the attention essentially that you deserve and the effort that you deserve.
Now if you're calling me and you're crying and you're like, I need to talk right now, I'm gonna be like, okay,
right,
smack out of it
and
get into it.
There are times if you
that's
call me and what if you're crying?
Yeah, call or something like that.
Yeah, no, we both have done
that.
but though if you call me and I either can't answer, I just don't feel like answering right then. But I will always text you or text Alexa or be like, hey, I'm doing this. Is everything okay?
Are you good?
Because then I'll if you're not, I will make it a point to call you back right then.
Yes.
But if you're like, oh no, I'm just calling to chat, then
Yeah, if you're SOS emergency, I'm like, okay, it doesn't really matter. There's been times where Alexa's called and I'm at work and I'm like, yeah, go ahead and talk.
Yeah.
And I'm getting my work done at 2 a.m. Okay. Yeah, what's going on? It's and that just goes to being a good friend. Pouring in what you want to get out of a situation in a relationship. So.
And I feel like when you pour in, you'll usually get back. But sometimes you don't. For the
most part, yeah.
Sometimes you don't. And I don't think that means the other person cares less.
No.
I think it just means they're putting in as much as they're able to put in. And that's where the stop expecting you from other people plays in. Because you can't think, oh, I'm doing all this for them, but they're not doing it for me. like they hate me.
Yeah.
That's just the way my brain works sometimes.
I get that.
So I actively have to be like, no, like, they're still your friend. They still love you. They still care about you as much as you care about them, but just at a different capacity.
Yeah.
And that's okay. They're still your friend. Because, like, I'll think myself into, like, a spiral sometimes about stuff like that.
And I think I've told you this, and you should, that you should read this. The Let Them Theory book by Mel Robbins. 100%. I think everyone needs to read it, and maybe it won't resonate with you in a way that it will resonate with someone who's more of a people pleaser.
I was gonna say, I feel like it's really good for people pleasers.
Absolutely.
That's who it's like meant for, I feel like.
Absolutely. Yeah, someone who is worried about their people's perception of them and what they do.
Perceived.
I know, it's tough. It is tough, but that's such a good book to do. I've kind of been in like a self-help journey over the past couple months of like reading more like self-help books and kind of figuring
just kind of trying to learn more about yourself, I feel like.
Yes, absolutely. And like, why does this type of
situation,
relationship
affect me?
Yes. Why am I attracted to that? Why do I do what I do?
I'd love to know.
Girl. You me both. I figured out a lot. And a lot of it does go back to like childhood and like what you've grown up around and what you've seen. Yeah. Right? And like what you're used to. Yeah. Not necessarily used to, but what you, I guess, make yourself used to. Anyway, so I did the Let Them Theory book and I listened to the audiobook, and I'm not kidding you, within like the first chapter or two, immediately changed like my mindset of like, why do I care? Like, why does it matter? Yeah. You know, because there's only so much you can do. There's only so much I can do in a situation to change that. If someone's upset with me, if someone doesn't want to talk to me, if someone wants to go do this, that, or the other, okay. Yeah. I can't. What am I supposed to do? Yeah.
Unless, can tell you knowingly know that you've caused harm and that's why. Yes. Then, like...
And she goes into that, too.
Well, I'm sure, yeah.
Right, of saying, like, I mean, yes, obviously the let them theory of, like, we'll let them. But also, I think she says, let them and let you. You know, because it takes two to tango in anything.
Well, right,
You know, so if you find yourself in a situation where it's like, oh my gosh, yeah, there's our times where you do need to step up and say, like, I don't like that you did that. Right. You know, I would appreciate if you didn't do that or did this. Like, but after that point, if you voiced your opinions and said, like, hey, this didn't make me feel great, and then continue doing something like that, okay, let them. You gotta figure out a way to, like, number one, not care. Yeah. Number two, remove them or the situation from your life. Right. You know? And that's tough.
That's hard.
Hey, listen.
That's hard.
God knows that is tough to do, to walk away from something that's, like, not feeding you and pleasing you.
Right. Yeah. Whenever. No, I've heard a little bit. She was on the Squeeze podcast, and I love that podcast. So I heard about it a little bit then. Yeah. So, like, I know the concept of it. But, yeah, I really need to read that book. Which is funny because I feel like so much of that is so much of what my therapist says to me so often. Probably. So I'm gonna read this book, and I'm gonna come into therapy and be like, Barb, oh my God, let me tell you. And she's gonna be like, bitch, that's what I've been telling you.
I've been saying that for
She wouldn't actually say that to me. But, like, I wouldn't blame her if she did. She'd be like, okay. Yeah. That's what you're paying me to tell you. Right. And which she does. But, I mean, I feel like also when I feel like we're pretty self-aware people.
Try to be.
Yeah. You know what? Sometimes I would love to live in a state of delusion. That'd be great.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
But I fear I'm too self-aware for my own good.
Absolutely.
Anyway, I'd be perceiving myself
hyper-aware of a lot that I do or say.
Yeah, exactly. But I feel like when you are that, like, self-aware, you need that outside thing to, like, almost be saying things that you know, but you just need it to be, like, confirmed or, like, said to you in a way that...
Yeah, or from a different perspective. How many times do we get advice from someone that we talk to all the time, but then you go and talk to someone else and they give you the exact same advice and you're like, you know what? Yeah. Or, like, you know better, but then once you hear it from a different source, it's like, oh, okay.
Wait.
Like, yeah, you know what? Bry's laughing. She's like, yeah, been there, done that with you plenty of times.
You know what? We have this, like, ongoing joke that, Macy and Alexa, our friend Alexa, will talk to each other, and they're just two bitches saying exactly.
Pretty exactly
back and
bitches.
forth, because they're giving each other the advice that they should be taking. And so then I'll talk to them, like, individually, and they'll be like, oh, that's what Macy said, or that's what Alexa said. And I'm like, okay, well, but that's what I'm telling you, too. And so, and also, I said that to them, also. So why?
Yeah.
If they're telling you that, and I told them that, then why aren't either of you listening?
It's, God.
Which I don't
That's
take,
the
like,
$1 million question.
I should say, though, I don't actually, like, get upset at either of you for, like, not listening, because I'm very aware that, like, when you want advice, I give it, but also it's not up to me whether you guys, like, listen to, I'm not saying, like,
take
listen
it
to it. Yeah. Like, you can take it or leave it if you ask me for it, but I'm not sitting there and being like, well, I told you to do this and you didn't, so this is your fault, and now I'm mad at you, because that doesn't make any fucking sense.
I think the only place that frustration comes from in those type of situations is I see that, like, my friend is in a situation that's not great for them, or they're hurting, or they're struggling, and I'm like, I'm telling you what to do, you know what to do it.
Right.
But it's so much easier said than done.
Feel like that.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying, though.
But
like, I
it's
get
also, no matter how many times, and this is with any friend I have, we're just using you guys as an example, but no matter how many times I tell you something, and I keep having to tell you, I'm still always going to pick up the phone.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Like,
I can't tell you how many times Alexa will be like, are you going to be mad at me if I do this?
Right.
Or if I do... No, I'm not going to be mad at you.
Of course not.
Absolutely not.
I might
like,
tell you that you're being a dummy.
Right.
But you're also not offended if I tell you that you're
No, because most of the time I'm like, yeah, I know I shouldn't be doing that. Or, yeah, I know I should do this.
Yeah.
Like, I just can't bring myself to do it
you're
yet.
not going to, like, be able to do it until, like, you're ready to do it.
Absolutely.
So it's not my job as your friend to make sure you do it. It's just my job to make sure you know that you have the option, I guess, maybe? It's a good way to say it.
Have the option, and also just realize and know, like, hey, where you're at is not where you could be, or where you should be, or what you deserve.
Or even just, like, reminding you of your worth. And, like, sometimes you just need someone to say that. Even if you're still continuing in a pattern, you still need someone every once in a while to be like, hey, I hope you know that, like, you don't have to do that.
Yeah.
Or, like, you don't have to put up with that, or whatever it may be.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and I would say that's the only time where my frustration comes in. It's not, like, what you're doing.
No.
It's that you're in a place where you're upset or you're hurting. Not because you're not listening. Listen. I have learned over the last year, it's so much easier said than done. I can tell you a million times, don't do that, don't do that, don't do that.
1,000%.
Then you find yourself in it, and it's like, oh, I get it. I get why she did that a million times. Like, I understand now. Okay, yeah.
1,000%.
But there's something you can do about that. So
but it's just, like, if you're going to listen.
It makes me sad to see my friends sad.
Exactly. It's because you love your friends so much.
Yeah. And I'm like,
That's
girl,
all it is.
Snap out of it.
Yeah. But I'm not going to, like, you're still always going to answer the phone.
Absolutely. Yeah.
No matter what.
Yeah.
But those are the instances, though, where, back to, like, the long-distance friendship, it would be nice to be there.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Because there's just times where you need your friends there.
Like, physically present.
Yeah.
That's a tough part of it. But I feel like, I don't know, I almost feel like we've gotten closer, even.
Yeah.
Since
probably
you've moved away.
I would say so. And
I feel like maybe it's because we have to be so intentional about seeing each other and talking and keeping up. Like, there's my friends I have back in Nebraska that I might only see a couple times a month.
Yeah.
But, like, you're still putting in the effort to, like, be, you know, like, be present in that friendship. But I'm not seeing them every single day either. Right. So it's just all about, like, the intentionality behind it.
And intentional time is so important.
Yeah.
I think. And it shows, like, the worth of the relationship to you as well.
Yeah.
Like if someone's making the effort and making sure it's intentional time and doing stuff like that. Because I think you're right in the fact of if when we lived in the same place, it was so easy to just be like, hey, want to go grab dinner?
Yep.
Hey, want to go get a drink? Hey, want to go do coffee? And like you show up and you have a good time and have a great friendship there.
Yeah.
But then once you move away and you don't have that time of like, oh, you want to do this? It's like, okay, hey, like, you know,
when are you free?
When can you
what
talk?
Can we plan?
Yeah.
Yeah. Stuff like that. And that goes for like, I mean, I feel like that's been a very common theme for me.
Yeah.
This year in general, just because a lot of people important to me have been far away.
Yeah.
So like, it puts even more of an emphasis on being intentional with relationships. Because like when Alec will come home, like we usually don't plan much.
Right.
Or if we like have planned something, then we'll be like, okay, well then next time you come home, we're not doing anything.
Yeah.
Like we want to stay home and just like have a weekend at home.
Yeah.
So like that applies to like anything, relationships, friendships, whatever.
Yeah. That's some of my favorite time is whenever you can just like sit with someone and you don't have to say anything, you don't have to do anything, but just like their company and being in their presence is like fulfilling and like reassuring and replenishing.
I think that's something that we're really good at.
Yeah.
Is sitting in like companionable silence sometimes, which is funny because we're both yappers.
Oh yeah.
Like we will talk.
Oh, I can.
Obviously.
Yeah.
Like so much, but we also like earlier when we were like chilling, we were both just like on TikTok.
Yeah.
Or like you took a nap and I was like reading my book.
Yeah.
Like we're just sitting, or even like yesterday when we'd be getting ready, we're not like talking the whole time.
Yeah.
It's just like companionable silence.
Yeah, just having
both
company,
here.
right? Yeah, and I think those are some of the best like relationships and friendships is when you can just sit there and just
don't have to fill the silence.
You don't feel obligated.
Yes. Yeah.
To chat and talk and be like, so how are you?
Yeah. Like when you picked me up though, I didn't feel the need to be like, okay, so like what's new? Like I don't know. Like we've like talked about things, but I just didn't feel the need to like immediately be like, catch me up.
Jump into everything.
Yeah, because we talk regularly enough that
oh yeah.
I didn't need immediate updates.
You know what's been going on.
Well, yeah.
You know what's up.
That's true.
Not much.
But moral of the story is though, I feel like long distance friendships can work just as well as
down the street.
Right. Yeah, proximity, normal friendships when you're willing and able to like put forth the effort to make it.
It's all about effort.
It truly is.
You know?
It really is.
Makes a difference.
Is there anything else you wanted to talk about on here before I ask you my final question?
I don't think so.
No?
Oh, I guess like I'll kind of like finish out too with like your like moral of the story and like closing out that conversation of like everything with like friendships and everything is that I think it's nice that we can talk about that too and like because you are such a great friend and like to that I'm very appreciative and like very grateful.
Stop.
And like it does mean a lot to me.
Stop.
So thank you for surprising me.
You're so welcome.
And also just for being a good friend and like being there for literally anything and everything.
Yeah.
All the crazy, all the good.
We both are
there
for each other, so I appreciate you too.
You.
I think that we both are like good at putting forth that effort in, and that is like what makes our friendship so great too. So I appreciate you too. But I'm glad that this worked out for me to come here and
I know
for you to be on.
I'm so excited.
You've been so supportive of this whole thing, and I really appreciate that.
Oh my
from
gosh,
you too,
girl. I'm always trying to boost that algorithm for you.
You're always commenting. You're always liking things. You're always like, even just like texting or Snapchatting me and being like, I love this episode, or like I'm listening right now. I'm doing my makeup or like whatever you do. You're just so supportive, and I really appreciate that about you. Since this is, new and it's not, that big of a thing, but you are just really supportive of me, and I feel like that like validation is helpful.
Oh my gosh, we've been doing a good job. And I told you it's so nice to, like, having this and you doing this. Because I'm like, I feel like we're just, like, chit-chatting sometimes.
Yeah,
like,
that is...
when I'm watching, like, I'll be there actually, like, laughing at something you say or being like, yeah, I remember that. Like, and just, like, commenting to myself, but, like, thinking it's, like, to you. Because I always watch, like, the video version.
Yeah.
Because then it's, like, I'm there, kind of.
So maybe this podcast is, like, good for our long-distance friendship, too. Because I had someone else say that, too. They're like, this is great because I feel like I'm, like, keeping up with you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It was, like, another person who I'm, like, a long-distance friend with. And so that's kind of, like, a nice little side effect that I guess I didn't expect from this, but is, like, nice and is also, like, that good encouragement to, like, keep doing it. Because, honestly, even if, like, no one else is listening, but if it is just, like, something that helps bridge bridge the gap with like my long distance friends as far as like keeping up and feeling we're together, then like I'll keep doing it because that's a fun like new side effect of it that I just didn't expect. So that's been a fun part of it.
Great. I love it.
I'm gonna since you're a guest, I'm remembering to do this. I almost forgot with Maddie. But I want to like ask people what their butterfly effect moment is. You know what the butterfly effect is?
Yes. Okay. Yeah. Well, and I remember I asked you, I was like, just so I can make sure, because I wanted to be prepared and like think about it.
It's kind of hard to think of like on the spot.
Yeah.
Because if you are thinking about it in terms of like your whole life,
my whole life
be a lot, but
would
like
be insane.
Even in just like recent memory too. Like it's nice to be able to think about that.
I think at this stage in life and like where I'm at right now, it's like it's easy for me to pick what my butterfly effect would be, and it's kind of like the obvious glaring answer would be like moving to Nebraska.
Yeah.
Right? Like that changed my life in so many ways. Yeah. Of moving to a new state, not knowing anyone, and obviously making these great, incredible friends that I have now, yourself included, and then all the other folks that we mentioned earlier that I still have in my life.
Right.
And like going through that experience and working where we did and bonding over some of the struggles, and also just like working through the struggles as your first job, because that's just like terrifying in general, is like actually having like a full-time job. I've had like real jobs before.
Well, you know right, but like your first like adult job.
Yes, absolutely. And kind of figuring out,
and your first career.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Yeah, absolutely. And it set me up for, I'll say success now, like in my career where I'm at. And then obviously
I think you're very successful.
Yeah, well I appreciate
You were successful in Lincoln too. But I think you're right, it was like a good springboard for you to now be at the place where you're at your current
absolutely.
too.
Yeah, and moving to Nebraska and like doing that job, and then like where I was doing weekends, like getting that promotion like early on and getting into that obviously set me up for where I am now and what I get to do every single day, and like I love my job. Yeah. And I like where I'm at and the folks that I'm like meeting and have met in that area, and like I live in like a very welcoming community and people are so nice there, and it all goes back to like moving to Nebraska,
right? If you hadn't done that, then that wouldn't have happened. And
absolutely.
And you're having fun too.
Yeah,
like, you're really enjoying it.
So much fun. Like that's one great thing is like work does feel like work at times. Absolutely. Well, when your alarm goes off at 12:30 a.m., it's always gonna feel like work.
That's tough. That's tough.
But I still do get to have a lot of fun with it and a lot of fun in it, and I get to meet a lot of great people similar to you, and so that would be, I think that's kind of like my butterfly effect too, because then I also think about the branches or the wings that have like spread and the wind that has blown of like my friends moving here, me moving here, and then having all of these like places across the U.S. of where I have like a connection to someone, like a good connection, and like a friend there or a friend here, and everything like that. So
that was very poetic. Oh, the branches, the wings that have blown.
Thank you.
Yeah, I liked that a lot.
I just right off the dome came to me.
Wow, beautiful.
Been reading a lot, I guess. Beautiful. Important kids.
No, I like that, and I think it, like you said, it's like kind of obvious, but also like the obvious ones are like some of the biggest like decisions that you make and the biggest effect that they have on your life. So and I'm glad that I got to be part of that a little bit.
Well, I'm so appreciative of it too.
Your butterfly effect.
And it's kind of funny like how random it was too of like choosing to go to Lincoln.
No, and it was random for me too. Yeah. Like I'm not from there. You know, it wasn't on my radar. So
I never even heard. I'd probably heard of Lincoln, but I never knew where Nebraska was. Like,
well, yeah.
I hate to say it, Texans care about Texas, right? It's so big. Like,
well, yeah. Even in Iowa, it's literally right next door. Yeah. But like, I rarely went to Omaha. Had never been to Lincoln before my job interview. Like, it wasn't. Yeah. Somewhere that I thought about going, and then like I just happened to choose to go there. You just happened to choose to go there, and here we are.
Ta-da! So, it all worked out really well.
Yeah, one of the best parts of it all for sure.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Sure. Yeah. So. One of the things I'm most grateful for of like picking up and moving is the people that I met and the connections that I made.
100%. So, well, I think that's good. I think that's it, right? We could sit here and talk for hours.
I know, that's the thing. Yeah.
Thank you for coming on.
Thanks for having me. I'm so excited. Like is it so crazy that I was like, oh my gosh, I hope I get to be a guest one day. I didn't expect it, but like I was like, oh my gosh, I hope so.
Oh, well, yeah, of course. And it just like, this just like worked out really well that I happened to come and it worked. But even like if it had to have been like over Zoom or something, we would have made it happen. Because that's one of the biggest things I want to have on my friends on and talk about. Just the different facets of, you know, our different friendships, because they're all so different.
And those people, like, make you who you are. And I always, like, enjoy learning about other people's friends, too.
Yeah.
Because, like we mentioned in the very beginning, like, the characters in your life that I'm like, oh, yeah. I know
who they are.
I know them.
Like, so you get to, like, hear them talk more and, like, hear more about, like, my relationship with them.
Yeah.
So,
It's very interesting.
This was fun.
Yeah.
I'm happy that we could do this.
I had a good time.
Our matching PJs.
I know. Our bed rot day.
Oh, yes. No, we made good use of it. We should probably do something, though.
We
should probably leave this hotel room at some point.
They're going to be like, are they alive in there?
Are they okay? But yeah, thank you for being here. Thank you for listening or watching or however you're consuming this. Like I said to Macy and everyone else, I'm very grateful for the support and encouragement. Even though, you know, this is just like a fun little thing, it's always nice to feel like people are enjoying it. So tune in for the next one and make sure to come be social and follow us on us. By us, I mean me.
Yeah.
But follow me on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube, and then you can like and subscribe and follow it anywhere you're listening and watching. But we will see you on the next episode. Bye.